Sam was like most wizards. He was clever, a mischief maker, and he loved collecting. He had a collection of bubbles that used to go pop. He had a collection of rainbows that could stop a rainstorm. One day he decided to collect sunshine, and he knew that none of his other collections would ever seem as exciting as this one.
Sunshine,
Murmured Sam.
oh, what a brilliant collection that would be. But I have one problem. Where will I keep it? I'm sure I'll think of something.
So Sam started to work. He made 1,623 huge black bags with drawstrings at the top, so they could be pulled shut.
The only way to catch sunlight is to surround it with darkness,
He said to himself as he worked. Then he picked the darkest room in the basement of his house and painted all the walls black. He didn't forget to paint the door.
This will keep the sunlight in.
He giggled. Then he went to bed. Sam started his sunshine collection on Tuesday at dawn. Since this was his first day as sunshine collector, he filled only 13 bags. No one in the village noticed that the day was any darker. On Wednesday, he was a bit faster. He filled 26 bags that day. One neighbor did comment that it was beginning to get dark before supper, and that was a little unusual. Still, stranger things had happened. Tommy, who lived only a few streets away, thought to himself,
Brr! It's getting cold! Oh, it's too soon to be winter! This is so strange!
On Thursday at dawn, Sam started again. By now, he was a lot faster. He filled 51 bags to the brim and pulled the string tight on each one. His neighbors were puzzled. It was getting dark before lunch. Tommy, who had to put on 2 sweaters before he could go outside into the yard, was getting suspicious. That weekend, Sam filled 1,428 bags full of sunshine. Now it was getting darker before breakfast. Tommy suddenly had an idea.
Oh, I bet it's that wizard again!
And he decided to get to the bottom of the mystery. On Monday, the sunlight came and went so quickly that the wizard's neighbors didn't even have time to get out of bed. They just lay there shivering under blankets, all except Tom.
I know it's that wizard!
He said, and shook himself out of bed. It was so dark that Tommy had to put up his hand and touch his nose to find out which way he was facing. It was so cold that Tommy had to put on 2 sweaters, 2 pairs of pants, 3 pairs of socks, and 2 winter parkas, and 3 hats just to stop shivering. He needed a flashlight to see how to put on his boots. It was dark. It was cold. Flashlight in his hand, Tommy felt his way down to the front of the steps onto the road. Now which way was the wizard's house? Down the street, 1 turn to the right, and up to the top of the hill he crept. But the closer he got to the wizard's house on the hill, the warmer he became. Tommy rang the wizard's doorbell. There was no answer. He opened the front door and went in. It was even warmer now, so Tommy took off 1 winter parka, 1 sweater, and 2 hats.
Wizard?
He called out. There was no answer. Tommy tiptoed into the kitchen. Under the door to the basement, he saw a little ray of light squeezing through. Putting his flashlight into his belt, Tommy opened the basement door and crept softly down the steps. In the pale gloom, he could just make out a light coming from under the bottom of the black door in the black wall. Behind the black door, inside the black room, Tommy heard a cackling voice.
I knew
By
it!
Tommy, and he flung open the door, revealing the startled wizard. Suddenly, 1,623 bulging bags of sunshine floated past Tommy, shimmered up the basement stairs, and burst out of all the windows in the wizard's house.
Oh, look what you've done now. You've spoiled all my fun.
Cried Sam the wizard.
Yes, I have! And just in time, too! You could have frozen us all to death!
Replied Tommy. In no time at all, the neighborhood glowed in warm light. It was so bright that the drugstore sold 82 pairs of sunglasses that day, and nobody could go to bed until well after midnight. Tommy never explained to anyone what had happened. Sam sat in the dark for a long time.
I wonder what I'll collect next.
He said to himself.